I will not do this today. Not today. Fix it.
Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you're watching on your TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But I did see somebody say I should give a trigger warning before posting the clip. I did give a trigger warning. Literally, I say it every video. It might be a trigger warning or 2. I'm going to say it again. I apologize if someone overheard that, didn't hear that, anything like that. I apologize. I try to let it be known. And in the title it says, this is some crazy shit. It's going to be some crazy stuff. But also, I did have to go ahead and say, I was watching Gangs in New York, right? Well, there's one side in the movie and there's another side. One's red, one's blue. Sound familiar, don't it? Okay, they go to war, right? And they both stood for damn near the same cause. Think about it. They was about to go to war in the movie. And then there's another party that came in and messed all that up, right? Blew up everything, right? Let's not let history repeat itself. That's all I'm going to say. Let's not let history repeat itself. Again, in the movie, they was even divided. They was even not wanting to unite based off ideas, beliefs, things like that. And it's crazy how we could be in a country, corporation that we in and be divided the way we are. Don't make no sense. Also, I did have another question. When you see red, white, and blue in the flag, and you got the red side and you got the blue side, and they go back and forth, what party is the white? What party is the white? Because it's always the blue and the red fighting with each other. Is the white the families that we be hearing? I'm just curious. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. I just thought I'd ask y'all. I was watching the movie. It's a classic ass movie. I was like, yeah, I gotta ask y'all. But I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is, man. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Thing on top. Yeah, they were just better than us. Make it make sense. Yeah, we just don't build buildings like this with all those people. You know, because that's what people looked like back then. And these huge structures, you know? Look, right across the street. Lion faces, like we're in Rome. Gonna go home and watch Gladiator tonight. Art Deco, Roman Renaissance, bullshit. Make it make sense. Just so we understand, you got, and I know these are important buildings because they said they were important. They found them. Look at these, all so next to each other. That's the Manhattan Municipal Building. Look at that thing on top. Yeah, they were just better than us. Look at that. Attention, look at that. On the roof in 1912. Those huge windows that they filled in right there. Look at that. They filled those in. Those weren't 3-decker windows. Those were wide open. What was the Brooklyn Bridge doing right behind it? Huh? Make it make sense. Come on. People, stop. This isn't a 3-story building in Rockaway. This is a lot of work. Oh, they had cranes. No, they had derricks. They call them derricks. They had steam cranes. They weren't lifting all this. Make it make sense.
On top of that, you gotta think, bro, they built over that. So that's not even the first level here. Isn't probably even the first level. There's probably levels underground. That's the crazy part. Well, we still here. They just took our memory, erased some of us off the map, and switched up history. They manipulated us. That's what I feel like they did. But who is it? Are we the dumb ones or are they the dumb ones? Are we dumb for letting them do it and not putting our mind back to it to build like that some more? Or are they considered the fools in this situation? Let me know y'all thoughts, man. I think I'm gonna say us. Hold ourselves accountable.
World famous Cipriani's distracted by taking pictures with the Bulls' private areas. But as you're distracted, what's going on behind you? What is going on behind you? Don't look at these things. Don't look at this castle. Don't look at this castle. What's up there? Oh, more Age of Aquarius? No way. No way. With him right there? Come on. Come on. Make it make sense. Yeah, let's do a little horsey scene at the top. They love horses. As everyone's distracted by the bull, I'm seeing right through the bull. But BS, who are these people? You know, for the Greek gods, Olympius. What is this? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It says, you guys are fascinated with this bull. This bull. This is the bull we're talking about that people just blindly take pictures with. Make it make sense.
So again, are we dumb for letting them, or are they dumb because they can't build this?
All right, peace, family. Listen. So this video y'all about to see, right, comes from a young lady. She's streaming. Look like she taking a lunch break or whatever somewhere. She could be at work. She could be anywhere. Not too sure where she is, but the point of the matter is she is in a room and a man walks past her, correct? So this man walks past her, this man that is behind me. So if you look at this man, he really don't look like a man. Look at his eyes. Like, I mean, you know, it truly looks like he is from another world. So I'm gonna go on and play this video. Make sure y'all watch this video to the end, and also let me know how you feel about this in the comments. All right, roll the clip. You see him? She saw him in the video. Watch her eyes. She's scared shitless.
That just scared the shit out.
Look at his face. Look at her eyes. Look at her face. Watch her face. Watch her face. Look, look, look. Look at his face. Look at her eyes. She's scared shitless. Would you? Comments. What do you think that person was? Do you think he was human, or do you think he was something else? Let me know in the comments, all right? Knowledge is wisdom, and wisdom is power. Make sure y'all watching y'all surround this family, all right? Peace.
When was the last time you saw Miley Cyrus? Why do I ask? Because she was featured in a Gucci ad, and she is now completely unrecognizable. If you haven't seen the photo, take a look at this. Who is that in the Gucci ad? Does that look like Miley Cyrus to you? This is not the Miley Cyrus I remember seeing on TV. Do you? What is going on with Miley Cyrus? This is the Miley Cyrus I'm used to seeing, and I'm sure many of you are. Take a look at this side by side. That's the Gucci ad. That's Miley Cyrus. What is going on with Miley Cyrus? So the question needs to be asked. Has Hollywood claimed another celebrity? This is the Miley Cyrus we're all used to seeing. So my question to you is, who is this Miley Cyrus? As I always say in all of my videos, I understand that people age and people can change. But what is going on with Miley Cyrus? So I guess my question to you is, has Hollywood claimed another celebrity? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Man, look like she running out of adrenal. Y'all know the rest.
If you don't live in Chicago, you might not know that one of the most horrific things that Google Maps can do to you is tell you that you have to drive on Lower Wacker. It is a nightmare for a myriad of reasons. Not least of which is because that's where they keep the cars that they steal from the streets of Chicago. The city takes them down there and holds onto them like a dragon. And also, halfway through driving on Lower Wacker, Google is just going to abandon you. It's just going to abandon you and be like, I don't know where you are. What are you doing? And kind of yell at you and be like, I'll recalculate. And it's like, Google, you told me to go. I'm sorry that you don't have, I don't know, magic satellites down here, but I'm lost and I need you back. And then it's like, well, why are you, why are you on top of a building? And it's like, I'm not, Google, I'm where they send the cars.
Chicago has something called whacker rats and gargoyles underneath the city. What's happening? We were talking about this place called Whacker, Lower Whacker, and I was like, what is that? So I looked it up. I'd never heard of it. Apparently there's Whacker, Lower Whacker, and Lower Whacker. It's described as like a jungle of concrete pillars, something like that. Think parking garage, but really scary. Underneath there's people living, and they call them tunnel people or whacker rats. And they don't want you to leave if you go down there. There's also something like a gargoyle. They say it's like this concrete, like what you're thinking, a gargoyle and like winged creature thing that's down there guarding a portal that goes who knows where. People have reported going down to Lower Whacker and then somehow ending up in Lower Whacker, and then they drive around for a minute and then they end up like miles and miles away from where they started, and seeing like the gargoyles and those whacker rat people. People get lost down there all of the time because your GPS and your phones, like regardless of what service you use, will not work down there. Even like a compass will not work down there. I don't know why anyone would want to go down there after hearing about all of that. I want to know what's going on with Chicago. Is this like a new surge? I've just been hearing all of these haunted stories. Like everyone knows there's a Valentine's Day and all that stuff, but Chicago, what is happening right now? What is going on with all of your hauntings? Tell me. The last thing I'm trying to encounter is some kind of whacker rat or gargoyle. Like, no.
The reason the US is spending billions of dollars of your tax money on anti-Chinese propaganda is because the rest of the world is moving on without the US. And that's because of China, because China manufactures everything. The West tried to turn us into sweatshops, so we became the largest global manufacturers. And now the countries in Africa that the US constantly exploits for their resources no longer have to do business with the US anymore. They have the option to instead do business with China, a country that has never forced them into chattel slavery, a country that is also developing, and a country that has more to offer than the US, because all the US offers to its trade partners is intimidation. And yeah, no country is perfect. None of the Chinese have ever claimed that. For example, being centered around technology makes it harder for the older generations and people who also don't have access to as much technology, say like in developing areas, which is why the Chinese government made it imperative to accept cash nationwide. Also with the abundance of goods and delivery systems here, also with the emphasis on education, it's easy for people to become homebodies, get out of shape a little bit. Not to mention the abundance of cheap foods sold everywhere by street vendors. No matter what hour of the day or night, you're able to find street food, sold by a local onto your uncle or both most of the time, and usually close to $2 or $3. It's easy to get out of shape here, so China made all its public parks free and have free workout equipments in all of them. See, no country is perfect, but China's very responsive to all of the complaints about its growing, advanced, technological society. I've been here for 3 months. I can go out whenever I want, at any time during the day or night, and feel completely safe. I lost my phone for a whole 24 hours and came back. It was right where I left it. Because they don't need to steal. They have everything they need. Why would they steal? See, China is unbothered by the lies that the US tells. They don't even need to tell truths about the US in order to clap back. They're too concerned worrying about their own nation. Something that the US really should do right now. Like I've said a million times, y'all are getting out of your homes by ICE, brutalized for protesting, and locked up for being homeless while rent prices only go up. And your most influential revolutionists are so worried about, well, China doesn't care. And I've seen two very different takes on what China's gonna do next. Oh, is China gonna attack us, or is China gonna save us? Neither. They don't care about y'all. They're moving on from the West. No one's gonna save you but you. Why would a foreign country waste time, money, and resources on saving people who don't want to save themselves? What would be the point? And in that same line of thinking, why would they waste time, money, and resources on attacking a country that's destroying itself from the inside out? Red has the blinds pulled over their eyes because they think for some reason that their enemy is their neighbors. The same way that blue has the blinds over their eyes because they think that their enemy is China. And both of y'all like to indulge in anti-blackness and xenophobia. And it's interesting to watch the people who love red get betrayed by the people they voted for every time there's a natural disaster or anytime they need assistance from the government. And it's also super interesting to watch the people who love blue pin the blame on people for not voting for their favorite fascist, then turn around and say, oh, Fascism is horrible. We hate it. Now vote for our Zionist, or else we'll never ever help you poor people. Blue's even more sinister in the fact that they pretend they're the saviors when all they want to do is focus on foreign countries that are doing better than them. Globally, nobody gives a damn what your favorite internet activist said. Power is upheld by complacency, and CJ's not gonna save you just as much as China's not gonna save you. Believe me, if a foreign country wanted to attack the US and demolish them, they would have done so by now. It's too easy. Y'all have too many fires, literally, to put out in the homeland. That nobody fears y'all on a global front. That's just the truth. America's now too focused on fighting its own people. So keep worrying about China instead of building communities, planting seeds, learning holistic practices, building up your spirituality, something that China already does. In every big city you see farms strewn throughout. There's so many religions here it's hard to count, all practicing freely out in the open and without having to fight each other. See, everything I listed there is something China already has, something y'all don't want to create for yourself. And that sucks. But word to the wise, y'all better get good at growing your own food, creating your own medicines, and learning how to actually protect the vulnerable, not just scream, shout, and film. Create communities where you do all three of these things, and don't let your government come and take that from you. That's my best advice. Not to worry about China. China's already moving on.
I really do agree with her. I really do. I do. That's why I asked that question. When you see the red side, you see red, white, and blue, right? You hear about the red, you hear about the blue. But who's the white party? I don't mean color as far as skin tone. Think deeper than that. I'm talking about on the map. I'm talking about on the flag. You got your red side, you got your blue side. Who's the white? And when red and blue fight, why nobody look at the white? Maybe the white is the one who's causing the red and the blue to fight to begin with. Just for entertainment purposes. Them other countries don't give a damn about us because we're self-destructing ourselves. And it's not even us sometimes, like the people. Sometimes the people, we see it. Of course, there are some who don't. There's still people who participate in this red and blue thing. Yes, I get that. But we getting infiltrated from the powers that be. For I don't know how long now. It didn't just happen when we elected or selected who we have in office now. It didn't happen when we elected or selected who was before him. It wasn't even when old Barry and Michael got up and I'm playing. It wasn't even then. It's been too many times way before that. It was designed to be how it is right now. Everything they do, there's a plan in order. There's an agenda in order. And me and you, regardless if we red or blue, bro, we not in that room. We not with them, bro. They don't care about us at all. Y'all let me know what y'all feel.
I seen somebody in my comments talking about Lower Wacker. Oh, baby, paranormal Chicago story time coming at you again. One thing for sure and two things for certain. Don't play around with Lower Wacker. Don't you play around with Lower Wacker. Your ass will come up out of somewhere. You will be in a whole nother state fucking around with Lower Wacker. And for people who think that I'm over-exaggerated, I'm not over-exaggerated. It's the regular street, Lower Wacker, and Lower Wacker. That's where all the service tunnels for all the government officials is. Like, a lot of people don't realize it's tunnels and shit that lead in and out of Chicago for all the government officials to get in and out safely if anything was to happen. The only reason why I was down there is because I was driving for Uber. And Uber sent me down that road. Now, I know better. I shouldn't have went down there. First and foremost, nothing works in Lower Wacker. Your cell phone doesn't work. Your GPS doesn't work. If you thought you were smart and you were going to use a compass, guess what? It doesn't work. And if nothing else that I say actually alarms you, that should alarm you. A compass that works off the natural magnetic field of the earth doesn't work in Lower Wacker. It's a portal to hell. It's a portal to hell. Anywhoosie, I make this turn, go down to Lower Wacker. I know I shouldn't have, but you know what? Unfortunately, my GPS starts to wig out. I make a wrong turn. After this wrong turn, it felt like I went maybe like 100 yards, and then we went down again. This is where I stopped because it is pitch black, okay? The darkness is so heavy that I can't see 20 feet past my headlights. I'm sitting up here with my phone all around the car trying to see if I could catch a signal somewhere. I finally get one bar. I'm sending out a text message. Before I press send, I hear a growl coming from the back of my car. Ice is running down my spine at this point. I can't move. I just look out to my rearview mirror and I don't see anything. I look to the side mirrors. I don't see anything, but I can hear it. I can hear it growling. It's not a growl like, "Arr!" It's like it's breathing in. The hairs all over my body is standing on end. The radio, get the freaking out. The growling sound is now on the passenger side of my car, and it's moving. Like I can hear it coming from the trunk, and now it's back by the back passenger door, and now it's on the side of me. When I tell you my foot put that pedal to the mother metal, bitch, I was out of there. I did a couple of turns and went straight, and I came up a ramp, and the next thing you know, I was on the other side of the merchandise mart. Hear me out. I went into Lower Wacker, back by Navy Pier. How in the fuck did I get way on the other side of the river by the merchandise mart? I shot up and I went through a intersection. The light was red. The police, whoop, he pulled me over. I'm shaking, and I'm crying. He's shooken by seeing how shook up I am. He like, are you okay? I can't talk. I'm ugly crying. I'm not okay. He looked back. He said, baby, were you in Lower Wacker? Turn the car off and take a deep breath, baby girl. It's gonna be okay. You got out. Baby, when I tell you I was bawling. Oh, Lord. When I finally calmed down, I told that man what happened. That man said, you came in contact with a gargoyle. What? I asked that man, I said, you mean like the gargoyles that's on top of the Harold Washington Library? Those type of gargoyles? He said, yeah. That little cartoon TV show, that's about here. We got gargoyles for real. When I was a little girl, I promise you, I promise you, we went to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I am standing down there, and I looked up at the top of the Harold Washington Library. When I tell you, one of them gargoyle statues, the head turned and the wings settled down. Boy, I got to crying my ass. My mama swore up and down I had too much of an overactive imagination. Well, that police officer just let me know it ain't overactive.
Y'all let me know if y'all like her work. I like her work. She be having too many detail-oriented stories to be making that type of shit up. It's coming out a little bit too easy, too detail-oriented, too descriptive for me to say that's cap. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. But, gargoyles, huh? Chicago. Let me know. See, I thought gargoyles, this is what I thought. I heard that they are put on buildings to protect the building, but I also heard that they're real. And I thought that if they were real, all gargoyles that are put up on buildings are real. Not just the ones in Chicago. That's what I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all enlighten me. If you seen one, let me know. Don't they got gargoyles in Denver Airport as well? If I'm not mistaken. I think they do.
On Lower Wacker again. Like, so they saying people even go in here and not come out? So is it to the point where the police is scared to go down there and do some investigating? Because Kat G, her video, she said that, like, the police she had interactions with and told them, like, I went to Lower Wacker, and they were like, hey, yeah, you lucky that you even came out. Did y'all end up going down there and check? Like, I don't know, bro. At the end of the day, the Lower Wacker stuff is creepy. It sounds like something straight out of a horror movie. Tunnel people? So they just live down there in, like, tents? Like, I don't know. And what makes it so scary to me is that it's Wacker, Lower Wacker from my understanding, and Lower Wacker. That is actually crazy, bro. I heard that some of y'all Chicago people literally go on date nights down there. So is it like ghost. I don't know. It's kind of making me curious because I'm 4 hours away. Like, should I go to Lower Wacker and see what's up? But they said that it ain't even no service, bruh. So I can't even document it on a live stream, and then I have to go down there and record. So does it really get that dark down there? How people say it gets dark down there? You hear voices and all that? Because it's like a Chicago staple, Lower Wacker. And then the gargoyles. How they say the gargoyles on the rooftops in Chicago move around. Mermaids be playing in the water. Cat G, you got me good. You got me in these rabbit holes. Man, she told a story about a gnome, a woman, her neighbor, having, I think her name was like Miss Tut, the older lady, having a gnome in her yard. And then these stories with the vampire, I think I done watched all her videos, bro. Like, at this point, she needs to write a movie. But, yeah, Lower Wacker has me, I don't know, bro. Just looking at it, it does look creepy. And it's like, dang, like, how something like this exists to where they're saying people go down there and they don't come out, they get lost. Like, they saying like it's like an infinite loop. Because your GPS doesn't work down there. In Chicago, I did not know y'all had this going on like that. And I know a lot of people done lost their life in Chicago. So, I mean, it does make sense for it to be haunted. Like hearing stuff, I think it's called the Water Tower. Yeah, I've been locked in. Hearing stuff about like the lakes and all that and stuff. Yeah, they saying Chicago really get like that, y'all. I did not know that.
I got so many questions.
I think there's something in the water or there's something going on in the air right now, y'all, because these type of videos I'm coming across where people are walking and running on all fours like it's normal are insane, y'all. And it's like, what universe am I in? Y'all, there's even a Guinness Book of World Record for this now, man. A Japanese man ran 100 meters on all fours in under 15 seconds. Look at this man getting it on all fours in under 15 seconds, y'all. He was so happy. Look at his hops. And you think I'm playing? This man right here specifically has been training his body for this. For the past 300 days, he has been going under an intense regimen, blood, sweat, and tears, just for this moment so he can run on all fours, y'all. Check this out.
This is day 300 of walking on all fours every day. Heat was definitely a factor today, but since it's the last episode of season 10, I wanted to get outside and do something fun. I started off with some laps, and I still can't believe how much more smooth this looks and feels. I think I'm really starting to get the hang of it. I've been preparing to transition from running to all fours, so I gave that a try. The preparation I've done seems to have paid off because it went surprisingly well. It's crazy to think that in 2 more months I'll have been doing this for over a year.
Bro, this dude literally runs like Nightcrawler. Have y'all ever seen Nightcrawler on X-Men? That's exactly how he run. And it doesn't stop there, y'all. There is a man who fully transitioned himself into a Dalmatian because his partner or his wife or his girlfriend lost her Dalmatian. This man bought a full synthetic suit. Now he's living the full life of a Dalmatian. This is crazy, y'all. Check this out.
32-year-old Tom works as a sound and lighting technician for a local theatre. But after a long day at the office, this is where he likes to sleep.
I can actually fit in quite successfully. And to be honest with you, from there on in, I'm comfortable.
Tom spent more than £4,000 on specially made gear to transform into his alter ego, Spot.
This looks challenging. It is very challenging to get on. Because it's custom made, custom sized, it's that much more awkward to get into. You need a fair bit of talc.
I think he has drawers on, y'all.
A hand to get in, they can't do it on their own.
Tom keeps his puppy gear at his friend Rachel's house.
Right, do you want to turn around and do it?
Whichever's up to you. I'll go that way.
I think it's time you do a new one.
I know.
It's worse than a pair of tights. Jesus.
Y'all, it's like a balloon suit. It's literally a balloon suit.
Got nose tubes, means I can breathe like a puppy. They got my nostrils, and they then come round to the actual puppy's hood's nostrils.
Those tubes go in his nose?
Now they're in there. You breathe through your nose of a puppy.
They're in there now? Oh my goodness.
Of course. I'm a Dalmatian. They want to be on the go all the time. They're an active animal.
Is this what people meant by ascending, or are we in another timeline? Because why is this everywhere now, y'all? And why is there a Guinness Book of World Record for this? I feel like those furries were beginning to tell us something, y'all. What do y'all think? Remember them children, them furries? All I know is things are about to get a lot more interesting, y'all. But yes, y'all, all of this stuff is going on, y'all. The shift is here. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let's continue to get it. Peace out.
First of all, he need to get him a new girl, a new partner, bro. She's cool with that. Something wrong with her too. What the hell's going on with the world? Bro, you rather be a dog? I know you playing with me right now. He put them damn tubes in his nose, bro. Hell no. What is going on? They running on all fours, G. What is going on? I mean, damn. I guess if it float they boat, bro, I'm just not gonna judge. I'm gonna let God do that. I don't give two. I'm gonna just look the other way. I'm gonna look the other way. If that's what you want to do, you want to be whatever you want to be, go do it. I don't care. It does not concern me. Whatever you do, don't concern me. I just need to do what I need to do, which I know is I need to do the correct shit for myself. Anything else, I need to be the change I want to see in the world. So anybody else or anything else does not concern me. That's the best advice I could give. That shit is crazy. That's a mental, something going on in his mental ain't firing off right.
Yo, family, check this out. Yeah, you looking at a petrified giant right there chilling. Yeah, y'all see that? When you first seen it, what was your first thought? If you thought it looked like a black man, you own to something. Because that giant definitely looked like a black man. But anyway, on Phono Grade, shit is crazy.
Off on them grave. That shit do look like a man.
At the end of the road, you have some bases for science, of course. Yeah, not military. No. So is this the yellow brick road? I think it is. Start with a curvature and go to Antarctica. That's the way to escape flat Earth.
The once great city of New York becomes the one maximum security prison for the entire country. A 50-foot containment wall is erected along the New Jersey shoreline, across the Harlem River, and down along the Brooklyn shoreline. It completely surrounds Manhattan Island. All bridges and waterways are mined. The United States police force, like an army, is encamped around the island. There are no guards inside the prison, only prisoners and the worlds they have made. The rules are simple. Once you go in, you don't come out.
Station 19. They spotted 2 cars on the 69th Street Bridge. 69th Street Bridge. 69th Street Bridge. Is it police? Taxi cab and a Cadillac. The taxi hit a mine. There's 4 people on foot.
So we are all enclosed in a prison camp. Oh, how nice. And Snake is escaping through the 69th Street Bridge. Well, making videos is very boring. But sometimes it's like striking gold. You think, I got it. Well, the moment I heard 69th Street Bridge, I knew I was onto something. Let's take the Antarctica map. 69th Street Bridge. Let's take 69 degrees. You follow the yellow brick road and it brings you to the 69th degree.
Get over to Station 19. They're coming across the bridge.
What happens when they cross the bridge? You climb some ice and then you climb on the wall. Station 19? What a strange 9. That was as far as I got. So I thought, well, why don't I look at the sequel, Escape from LA? So when I saw the intro, I was almost falling off my chair. What the hell? Well, remember my theory. I told you that in 1250 there was a big tsunami hitting crater Earth, forming the continents like we know them. Remember that, 1250.
In the late 20th century, hostile forces inside the United States grow strong. The city of Los Angeles is ravaged by crime and immorality. To protect and defend its citizens, the United States police force is formed. A presidential candidate predicts a millennium earthquake will destroy LA in divine retribution.
Like the mighty fist of God, Armageddon will descend upon the city of Los Angeles, the city of sin, the city of Gomorrah, the city of Sodom, and waters will arise and separate this sinful, sinful city from our country.
An earthquake measuring 9.6 on the Richter scale hits at 12:59 p.m. August 23rd in the year 2000. After the devastation, the Constitution is amended and the newly elected president accepts a lifetime term of office. The country's capital is relocated from Washington, D.C. to the president's hometown of Lynchburg, Virginia. Los Angeles Island is declared no longer part of the United States and becomes the deportation point for all people found undesirable or unfit to live in the new moral America. The United States police force, like an army, is encamped along the shoreline, making any escape from LA impossible. From the southeastern hills of Orange County to the northwestern shore of Malibu, the Great Wall excludes LA from the mainland. The president's first act as permanent commander-in-chief is Directive 17. Once an American loses his or her citizenship, they are deported to this island of the damned, and they never come back.
Let's take a look again at the dates.
Hits at 12:59 p.m. August 23rd in the year 2000.
12:59 p.m. Let's make that 12:59 AD. So the 23rd of August, 12:59 AD, a big tsunami hit crater Earth. Well, I'm getting closer. But where are the control masters? Well, let me show you a map I already showed you in another video. 3 guys are working on a map. 3 guys of the Walt Disney Studio. Look at the map. It is our crater map. Let's put Sulpicius Gallus M on it. Now take a look at these 2 lines. If the Wizard of Oz map is the same map as Sulpicius Gallus M, then we can zoom in and there we find the same 2 lines. A tunnel and a route of the magic carpet, which I think is a high-speed monorail train. But this photo is telling us another story. Look at this structure. Underground domain of the Gnome King. Well, well, well. there appears to be an underground base. Let's listen to our great European leader, Mr. Juncker.
And I seen y'all put in the community tab. Somebody, I said, if you from SAC and you seen Cal Expo, and it looked like they keeping us blocked off from certain pieces of land. It's the freeway right after Cal Expo. I seen Collective, y'all posted in the community tab, and somebody put up actual pictures and was like, bro, there looked like there was a exit ramp or something, or no. I got to go back and look at the message, but show pictures of exactly what I was talking about and see what I was, and that's why I'm like, that's it right there. We got to start looking deeper than what the eyes can see. We got to start using our brain, and we got to start putting two and two together, bro, because they lying about a lot of shit. This is why I believe in flat earth, or how, not necessarily flat, but I believe there's an ice wall around us. I believe there's land under us. I do. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. How y'all feel about that clip? I hope all of that can stay in there, because what is that? Thursday's video. They hit me hard over that one. And it's not even that long of a video. It's like in the 50-minute range. And I'm trying to, it's hella copyrights, bro. I can't even get this damn video out in a reasonable time. Actually, it's Tuesday's video, not Thursday. Tuesday's video, bro. Shit crazy. So I hope this one can stay in here. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, though.
We are not here as human beings having a spiritual experience. It's the other way around. That we're all infinite spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. And just find that place within you.
Epstein book and try to decode what is in it, the more I realize that people don't want this released, not only because of the connections that are literally in it, but because it reveals the dark side of what they use to predict the future and come into power. There was a lot of scientific references to Pythagorean theorem and other things in that book that I had to decode because I couldn't understand why they would put it in Jeffrey Epstein's birthday book and call attention to it. Lo and behold, those algorithms and mathematical equations stand for something that I don't think anyone's talking about for a reason. I've always believed that the occult use astrology and different mathematical equations to basically predict the future and their outcome and align certain things for their benefit, but I just proved it. This is one of the pictures, and I wanted to understand what it meant, so I put it into ChatGPT to just give me the basic rundown along with other pictures. And at the bottom it reads, the alphabet is a phonetic list of symbols. Sentences are strings of symbols. A language is a set of sentences. Finite language has a finite number of sentences. An infinite language has an infinite number of sentences. There are infinitely many finite languages. Human languages are finite. Along with this picture that has the mathematics of life, the primordial soup here or elsewhere generated a whatever the hell that word is, and it goes on to these symbols, dimensions, lists, and has the things that are associated with each thing at the bottom. Being me, I'm like, why would someone put this in a birthday book entitled Happy Birthday, The Secrets of Life? And upon entering into ChatGPT, it turns out that this is called The Mathematics of Life by Martin Nowak from Epstein Institute at Harvard University. Side note, I don't know if y'all remember Max Azzarello, when the guy who set himself on fire outside the Trump trial, who said that Harvard University was an elite get together of scientists that hide hidden knowledge and just pay for their degrees, but I digress. It says that it explains a fundamental concept in molecular evolution using mathematical and geometrical modeling. So the key concepts is primordial soup and quasi-species. Life started with the colonization of aperiodic macromolecules like early RNA or DNA strands, and these macromolecules from quasi-species were a groups of related genetic sequences. I'm not going to go through all of it because it makes my brain hurt and it takes too much time and I got real homework to do, so let's get to it. It says that that this is a mathematical abstraction where each possible genetic sequence is a point in a high dimension in space. Every dimension represents a nucleotide, A, C, G, or T. Mind you, that's adenine, thymine, guanine, and tyrosine that are a part of your DNA. That's how your DNA is made up. And they're saying it represents either a DNA sequence or a binary digit. And then that cube shown in the graph is a 4-dimensional hypercube with binary sequences of length. And I'm running out of time, but basically that ChatGPT says at the end of that entire concept, it basically means that each point of our DNA aligns with specific spots in the galaxy and times and dimensions. And it makes this analogy as to his actual ideology, the man from Epstein Institute. It basically says that they know how to align DNA with different parts of the universe to create specific models that basically say DNA is time. The other picture is even crazier, but I'm gonna get to that too. Hell, all this shit is crazy. This is crazy, but I'm running out of time. Let me know if y'all want me to keep going, because I'm telling you, this is how they use astrology for magic and sacrifice. It is known that you have to, like your birth times, your signals, going down to your DNA to discover what part of what. This is insane.
I wouldn't doubt it. Epstein, we heard, shape-shifted. Of course, we know that man's still probably alive out there somewhere too. Some people don't even want that out. There's some of us who do. There's some who don't. And the reason why they don't is because they know sometimes who they may have rolled for this whole time ain't really who they thought they were. And that's why some people don't want it out. I'm talking about regular day people. And then there's some people at the top. Hell, all the people at the top, celebrities included, they don't want that out either. But that's why it won't come out, because it's going to show us that the ones who don't already know that they all working together. The whole system would come down crashing. Again, we're burning from the inside already. We crashing and we going downhill from the inside already. We don't even need nothing else to speed the process up. I don't know. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. But I already feel like the United States is going downhill already. So if we already going downhill, I mean, that's just going to make the whole process even faster. And then on top of that, it's going to cause people, the public, to lose their mind. Because again, some don't want to take the truth that some people don't want to believe that this shit is a game. This shit is a setup. This shit is a Truman Show. One side washes hands with the other. They don't want to believe it. So it's like, y'all let me know y'all thoughts though.
No forehead is going on. Oh, no. What have you done? Oh, you son of a bitch. But he's not real. He is not real. It's a story that's been made up. You told me that he wasn't real. Who is this? Who the hell is this? So somebody's trying to say that Yakub was a real person, and he died in 4570 BCE. And now you're trying to tell me that KSI is a reincarnated version? Oh, you son of a forehead. So Yakub was known as the big head scientist, and they say he was the first towards black people. He hated his own kind, but many years later, the story of Yakub was debunked. Apparently, somebody made it up. Now, I don't know what the truth is, but if this is Yakub reincarnated, everybody's getting smoked.
I remember when I took that rabbit hole. That was interesting.
You're going to start to hear a lot about aliens on TV.
What the f is that?
An egg-shaped object.
Look at those. Look at 3 of them.
Holy sh*, guys.
It's just hovering in the sky.
A man working at a local shop sees something strange up in the sky and begins to film. But watch what happens next.
What the f?
That red light?
At one point, the man says they're gonna zap us and moves back under his overhang.
I'm gonna step back. It's gonna zap us. Hey, amiga. Do you see that? What the hell is that?
A man decided to grab a late-night snack, and while sitting outside of a fast food restaurant, he notices something strange in the sky above. Take a look at this.
Hey, y'all. You're walking to McDonald's at 12 a.m. at night. Look what we got us right here.
3 glowing objects in the shape of a triangle can be seen rotating in one position above a restaurant.
Got some of that alien action everybody's been talking about on the news.
Perplexed at what he's seeing, he mentions that this is what people have been talking about on the news. In Phoenix, Arizona, a couple of people sitting outside on their patio notice drones and helicopters circling in the sky, when suddenly, a helicopter passes by appearing as though it's chasing something.
What the is it chasing?
Wait, a helicopter's in the sky. Dark, what is...
What are those 3 things right
Son,
there?
what is that?
Record it.
I am.
You see them? What is it?
3 dark objects can be seen which appear to be evading the helicopter. The 3 objects can barely be seen in the night sky, but the camera was able to capture all 3 during a few moments. These objects eerily resemble some of the other recent sightings which people have referred to as Dementor UFOs, black cloud-like bodies that change directions mid-flight.
Why are they flying in the dark, too?
So what do you think these objects were? UFOs? Birds? Or maybe even some sort of living entities maneuvering through the night sky?
The thing is just floating, bro. At the beach.
It doesn't appear to be a balloon or anything that can be explained easily to the naked eye. And if it was a kite, where's the person flying it?
What is that?
No propellers can be seen. So how is it hovering?
We got UFOs in San Diego?
Another object identical to this one was seen a few days ago in Mexico as well. People are witnessing strange sightings like this all around the world, and it's happening more and more frequently day by day. Have you ever seen something like this before?
What the f is that? Oh my god, Oh my god.
Dozens of dark hovering objects can be seen floating stationary among the clouds.
Oh my god, right now. Oh my god, right now. There's a bunch of them.
While the video was brief, many objects could be seen in the clip.
Look! What the fuck?
So what do you think these could be? Are these drones, UFOs, or something different entirely? Something strange is captured in the video. Watch closely.
What the f is that? That's a fucking fireball, bitch. Oh my god, it's coming right for us.
What appears to be a small orb-like object can be seen returning with the rocket, staying just within the glow of the ship.
Forgive me for looking all around because I'm driving right now. But I want to talk to y'all about some zombies for entertainment purposes only. When I was deployed, we would get into altercations. And for a while, you know, nothing seemed really off. But in like the middle of 2005, or sort of like towards the beginning of it. Anyways, it was like right at the beginning of my deployment. Like we would get into firefights with people and we would shoot them 4, 5, 6 times. They would fall. They would lose ligaments. I'm like, what the f is this? Then comes Operation Phantom Fury. Operation Phantom Fury. If you go on YT and type that in, there's a part where you see Marines talking clear as day on top of a rooftop, where they done shot this dude, I don't know how many times, threw a grenade on him, seen him laying in a pool of blood for entertainment purposes only. And they go down there and he's gone. I was right around the corner from that. Like, these folks would be eating opium. They'd be cool for like 5-10 minutes. I don't know if that's all they was eating, but they would be high off this opium from these poppy plants that we was helping protect for entertainment purposes only. They would eat this shit. 1 second they be talking about how much they love America and how great we are, and 10 minutes later they be on top of a rooftop or in a manhole slugging it out, laying shit down. Like, we got investigated, and there's an article that y'all can go find right now that's still floating around, if y'all think this is cap, where Marines were getting investigated for too many headshots, entertainment purposes only. Too many headshots. They were saying we were executing people. What was happening was we was shooting these people in their chest. We was taking off ligaments. I mean, we was doing real damage to people. And people would fall. You think they was, and they were bleeding out, not even breathing. And they would get the up off the ground and continue to fight. So like I said, we were getting investigated. They were, oh, there's too many headshots coming from these Marines. Well, we had to make sure they was, and we wasn't executing people like how they would say they thought we was doing it, like up close and personal. No, we was a little bit of distance away when we was putting shit through people's craniums for entertainment purposes only. But yeah, y'all think this is cap? Go find that story. It's still out there. Go on YT, type in Operation Phantom Fury. And if you think that's cap, ask any Marines that fought in Haditha, Al-Qaim, Heat, where else? Damn near everywhere. Ramadi. Ask any Marines from 3rd Battalion, 1st Marines. Ask any Marines from 3rd Battalion, 25th Marines. Ask any goddamn Marine that was over there in the early 2000s. After 2003 4-ish. Ask them. You think this is cap? Yeah, zombies.
I ain't gonna lie, I actually went to YouTube to check, and it's a whole lot of videos up. I'm not sure exactly what it's saying, but I'm about to look. If you can attest to this and agree, let me know. If you a Marine and actually you was actually there and you can actually speak on it, let me know. I'm curious, bro. I'm not gonna say I'm closed off to it, but I told y'all I don't want to see no zombies. I don't want to see them, bro.
Now, if you think it's an accident that a shutdown of the government is being talked about at the same time that over 800, that's the count, 800 top generals in military and admirals and military leadership have been summoned to the Pentagon tomorrow for a meeting, and they told the world that they were doing this. See, this isn't like a secret. They told people that they're doing it, and it could have been done on teleconference. Why? They're calling the generals home. You need to know why. They're calling them home because they're preparing for something to happen at home. That's what I'm saying. Keep your eye on the ball. All right, so that's...
Damn, did y'all hear about laundry detergent being banned in New York? Some brands was banned in New York because of the high level of dioxane, which is a causing chemical. And it's in a category called forever chemicals. And it's called forever chemicals because they do not break down over time and permanently remain in the air, soil, water, and in the body. New York wanted to reduce the amount of forever chemicals that's in the water supply. So they changed the legal amount of how much could be put in. And the brands Tide, Arm & Hammer, and Gain will show to exceed that limit. Spokesperson for Tide and Gain says that they changed their products to be in compliance with the New York rule and claims that the dioxane is coming from the plastic or the bottle. From brands to the highest to lowest level, 1 is Arm & Hammer, 2 is Tide, and 3 is Gain. But again, they've been said that changes was made by the manufacturers. So technically they ain't been banned yet. But a study being done in 2022 on these products is what caused all this. because these harsh ingredients could pose a risk to human and environmental health. And brands that claim to be truly clean as Dirty Labs, Drops, and more. An original statement of Tide Original, Gain Original Plus, Aroma Boats were also banned, but reformulated their products to a lower concentration limit. Damn, what's your thoughts on this?
Damn, I got Gain in the pantry.
Tom Brady is considered to be one of the greatest football players who ever existed. But is he really? Who knows that Tom Brady was married to a witch who did rituals so that he won football games? Sound crazy, huh? Well, watch him say it out of his own mouth.
Any superstitions going into the game? Any special thing you carried into the game on Sunday that you had tucked away somewhere?
I did. I always sung. You know, I've learned a lot from my wife over the years. She's so about the power of intention, you know, and believing things that are really going to happen. And she always makes a little altar for me at the game because she just wills it so much. And so she put together a little altar for me that I could bring with pictures of my kids. And I have these little special stones and healing stones and protection stones. And she has me wear a necklace and take these drops she makes. And I say all these mantras. And I stopped questioning her a long time ago. I did. I just shut up and listened. And at first I was like, this is kind of crazy. And then about 4 years ago, we were playing the Seahawks, and she said, you better listen to me. This is your year, but this is all the things you're going to have to do to win. And I did all those things. And by God, you know, it worked. It was pretty good. And then in 2015, it was about early January, and she said, you know how much I love you? And I said, yeah. And she said, I just want to let you know this is not going to be your year. Oh. And of course we lost. I said, what does 16 look like? And she said, 16 is going to be your year. So it was early January this year, and I said, babe, I asking, like, do we have a chance? And she said, yeah, but you're going to have to do a lot of work, and you're really going to have to listen to me. So, man, I listened to her. And right after the game, she said, see, I did a lot of work. You do your work, I do mine. She said, you're lucky you married a witch. I'm just a good witch.
So Tom Brady said that his wife said, you lucky you married a witch. I'm just a good witch.
See him put the towel right when he said it?
This is what they didn't want you to know. This is what it's all about. This is the reset. This is the whitewash. All of these things that you hear about. The kings of Scotland, the kings of England, Wales, Ireland, the Atlanteans, the Tartarians, the Moors. They was everywhere. And they have been changed, renamed, repainted. They don't want you to know this. I know a lot of people are going to be upset. I'm going to lose followers. I understand. But the eyes are useless. I said, brother, the eyes are useless. I don't think you can hear me. What if the eyes was on point? If the eyes were showing you the truth, your mind was blind. Because for some people, even if they saw with their own eyes, they are still unable to believe it.
That is gonna ruffle some feathers. It is.
Good morning, citizens. Your overnight account balances have been updated. Time to start a productive day. Final notice, your account balance is below 500. You need 50 credits by the end of the day to avoid automatic eviction. If you have missed work due to illness, you must provide a doctor's note to reclaim your credits.
Any extra credits? Please.
Tensions are high today, with more people planning to join the Citizens Against Digital Control protest. Remember, the government knows who you are at all times. Resisting is not worth the consequences. All of their newest social credit systems are designed to keep you and your families safe and efficient.
Authorities seized a
record balance of an individual's credits, citing excessive hoarding.
Traffic violation detected. 7 miles per hour over the limit. 75 credits have been automatically deducted.
You have to be fucking kidding me.
Yep, you got the flu. Your blood work shows a significant iron deficiency. I recommend incorporating more red meat into your diet.
Dr. Jones, your taxes were not filed and have been automatically deducted with late fees. Your medical license has been revoked.
Oh, hell nah. I filed an extension.
Purchase denied. Monthly red meat allowance exceeded. Try mealworms instead.
Can you guys please let me through?
Attention. Unauthorized political gathering detected. Participants' access to financial services has been suspended. Due to the speeding infraction, your car will be immobilized for 3 days.
You! Take your surveillance policies and rot in hell!
You've earned 50 bonus credits for reporting your neighbor's hateful misconduct. This content exceeds your current social credit tier. May we suggest citizen responsibility? Sarah, open the door. You have been identified by the authorities. Don't resist. Don't resist. Don't resist.
Let's just say you're gonna struggle with them in control. And you're gonna kind of struggle without them in control, but you're gonna feel a little bit more free. So why would you even once you say yes, it's just they're gonna keep applying pressure more and more and more and more and more. So and this for entertainment. And what I'm saying ain't even true. When I say they, it's just some made up people. Y'all get what I mean? You see how she's ready to quit, right? She walked to the edge. What do y'all think happened next? She is ready to quit. She could have just rolled with all those people that was protesting. They all could have just kicked it. If that was the case, they're not going to eliminate everybody off the board at once. Because then they ain't going to have nobody to do the work. They got to do the damn work. We're going to be in a whole nother realm, chilling. We're going to be good. Man, y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, bro. This shit is a slippery slope. Slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. And we see what's happening overseas right now. Yeah, in the UK, y'all see what they doing with the digital currency and the digital IDs. This shit's crazy. AI becoming ministers and shit. We got a AI who just became an actress, bro. We got AI who are becoming artists. We got AI who's delivering food and packages. And y'all see where we going with it? Y'all see where we going with it? I said when the rappers, actors, and celebrities and athletes get their jobs taken, that's when it's time to get scared. And I think it's time to start getting a little bit nervous because they on their way. They on their way, bro.
Now this is for entertainment purposes only. But if you find this entertaining, then I know you're going to hell. So as you know, many people believe that the pizza is symbolic for what is going on behind closed doors. And many people believe that at these functions, when these activities are taking place, they are other species and beings that are present, like reptiles and reptilians, mutants. I mean, the clue is in the name. Teenage. Teen age. Oh, you piece of shit. You have to understand, people. This was my favorite cartoon growing up as a child. I should have known. They lived in the sewer. What are you doing down there, bruv? Why are you in the sewers? I mean, they really threw it in our faces. This cartoon has been around for so long. just couldn't see the signs. But it's so obvious now.
Yeah, he kind of messed my head up with that.
This is the dark reason why you don't tell the people in your dream that you know you're dreaming. Watch
I
this.
just have to tell a story because I think it's interesting. There's this one time so many years ago I saw this TikTok that said, don't tell your lucid dream people, like the people in your lucid dream, that you know that you're dreaming, or don't tell them I'm dreaming. Anyway, I saw this and then I was thinking to myself, I'm going to do that next time I lucid dream. So it had been a minute and I had lucid dreamed a few times between this, but I forgot. But this one time I specifically remember I was with my friend and I turned to her and I said, I remembered this time. Her name is Ash and she looked back at me and she said, remembered what? It was like a full conversation we were just having. But I interrupted and I said, I'm dreaming right now. She goes, same dead face. She goes, you're not supposed to say that. Fully, I go, I'm so sorry. I know. I saw it in a TikTok. And then she immediately switches back on and she goes, that's fine, just don't do it again. And then starts having a conversation with me like nothing happened. I woke up, obviously, because it scared me. But yeah, no, for real, if you ever try that, just like be prepared. It's a little scary.
Nobody ever answers the question, why are you never supposed to do it? Okay, that happened, but what is the reasoning though? Let's get to the bottom of it. What is the reasoning? Because I was just dreaming not too long ago and I was gonna say that and I didn't say it. Because we heard that in the video before. Why though? I'm glad this is coming back up, but why? If you know, enlighten me, please. Please, why are we not supposed to do it? I gotta know.
Did anybody else catch this very fascinating looking storm that appeared in Texas the other night that attracted some people to take out their cameras to start recording what the heck is going on in the skies? Because do you guys see that? People were saying that this thing looks like a massive bell, y'all. Do y'all agree? It looks like a massive bell out of the sky, cloaked in the clouds. Are you guys familiar with Vimanas? Vimana is a Sanskrit word. It literally translates to space vessel. And they're basically, think of a celestial tower, UFO, and anti-spacecraft all in one. This right here would be considered Vimana. And a Vimana is described as a floating palace, a flying chariot, a craft used by gods, kings, and heroes, extraterrestrials. These things are capable of flying in the sky, between cities, and even in between worlds. And when I see it, I'm thinking of the Tower of Babel, y'all. And what is the Tower of Babel? Well, it is a massive structure that was built in order to reach the heavens. Exactly what these things do. So what if these things are actual Vimanas waiting to be activated? And now with the planet charging up, with the plasma coming onto the planet right now, these things are getting ready to be activated. Now, the most fascinatingly synchronistic thing, I hope I said that right, is that people are seeing a bell in the sky, and people are also hearing ringing in their ears. They feel like their bell is being rung. See, this right here validates everything that I've been telling y'all about bells. Remember that bell video that I dropped on y'all last year? It went super viral in a couple of days and then TikTok removed it. Well, bells are not just noisemakers, y'all. Bells are actual ancient spiritual technology that is used to cleanse the planet. Look at that. It looks like a whole bunch of things, right? It looks like the cat in the hat from Dr. Seuss. It looks like the hat from Harry Potter. It looks like a lighthouse. It looks like a bell. And this looks like a whole entity wrapped around it, y'all. Why do you think they destroyed or buried every bell that we, the indigenous people, have created on the planet? Because we were using these things as spiritual technology to cleanse the planet. Now it's back in the metaphysical and there's nothing they can do about it. This is literally freedom rising. You get it? Let freedom ring. This is freedom rising, which is the Capitol building. Get it? It looks like a cap. Cap it off. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. This is what they mean by stop the cap, because they want the cap to stop, because the cap is actually the bell that's cleansing off the parasites. So the Egyptian revered Bastet or Bas, which is the cat, as the goddess of fertility, protection, and home. And Earth is our home, so Earth would be considered the cat, right?
You seen what's going on in Peru? Find a seat. New digs. There are new ancient Nazca lines. And that weird three-fingered mummy, confirmed authentic, but not entirely human. So Peru is leading the charge in rewriting history, and the entire country is pretty much an archaeological site. If you Google terrace farming, you'll see the ancient Peruvians terraformed the entire mountain landscape of the country into usable farmland. And peppered throughout all of that are very weird carvings, very geometric shapes carved into very hard rocks. We don't know what they're used for. Somehow they were able to move, shape, and cut these rocks, and we don't know how they did it. According to the Incas' good Spanish friends, the only animals they had were llamas. They did not have timber, and they did not use the wheel for transportation. The only metal tools that they found would easily bend on andesite and diorite. They told of an extensive tunnel system at Sacsayhuaman. They call this place a fortress, despite it looking like a massive machine. And the tunnels they found are so cleverly hidden, you probably wouldn't even notice that they were not a natural formation unless you went into them. Which is what this is. This is a LiDAR scan of those tunnels. And what you can clearly see here is a stairway. This may be the entrance to the Chincanas, a 1 mile long tunnel connecting Sacsayhuaman to the Coricancha, a place their Spanish pals built a cathedral over. It protects some of the most advanced stonework on the planet. To the south, some ancient lines are drawn in the desert. These are called the Nazca lines. These can only be accurately interpreted from the air, and they're usually in the shapes of animals, completely different from the ones we already know about. Nazca people believe these lines connected them to divine beings that we have labeled as their gods. The remains of these beings are very strange. They have elongated heads. Initially, we thought this was from head binding. But think of the skull like a plastic cup. If you fill it up with water, you can bend it and it'll hold the same amount of water. These hold 30% more water. This was determined to be a different species from a fetus that they found that already had the elongated head. It couldn't have been modified before. When these beings are depicted in Peruvian art, they always have 3 fingers, which is quite the coincidence because Maria happens to be one of these mummies and she has 3 fingers. One guy said these were fake, and after 9 years of study, that claim has been dismissed and overturned, and they are biologically authentic. Over at the digs, luminescence dating is being performed. The goal is to see if these were built before the Younger Dryas cataclysmic event. Overwhelming evidence is suggesting a comet or asteroid hit us, ending the Ice Age. The survivors of this event would be these people. This would confirm the accounts from the ancient Egyptians and ancient Americans. Both cultures explicitly state this if you listen to the natives of those countries. The scientific analysis leaves out context, and the mythological perspective leaves out detail. This page intends to bridge that gap with a respect to both. All my personal research and analysis is right there, and I promise you there is so much more.
Damn, I need to take that to Peru dive.
Just think about it. Part 55. For the 31st state of consciousness. Let's see what's going on in Oregon. Why is it always raining in Oregon? Like, what if the rain ain't just weather? Oregon is home to Crater Lake, the deepest lake in the U.S. Did you know that it was formed from a volcanic collapse? Many tribes say that it's a sacred womb within the earth, basically like a portal between realms. Now ask yourself, why do most people ignore this place? Did you know that Portland sits on the magnetic grid line? It's the kind of grid that was mapped out by ancient masons and occultists. But yet they try to make this place seem like it's all black and white. But what are they hiding within the mist? Cause even the forests here feel alive, like ancient alive. And if you're from Oregon and you've ever felt it, you ain't alone. You ain't the only one, twin. Oregon ain't just the Pacific Northwest. It's a frequency lock. The rain, the moss, and the silence all dampen your senses. But for the ones that really break through, they get to see what's actually here. Cause it ain't just land. It's a veil. Just think about it.
I mean, Portland, y'all always say keep Portland weird.
Just the FYI, 4 Russian warplanes just invaded the airspace of the United States of America and Alaska. And you might say this is a normal event, but unfortunately for this one, that wasn't the case. The Tu-31 and the Su-41, yeah, that bitch came into our airspace immediately. And we were so confused that they decided to deploy 2 KC-135s, 2 F-16s, a controlled aircraft, and an E-3 warning. Baby, do you know what that means? Now, you might not think anything about that, but Pete Hesketh came out of nowhere and made a summons, a bat signal, to the admirals and the generals to come home for a meeting that needs to take place immediately in Quantico. And when I say he summoned everybody, baby. You're probably like, this don't bother me, this happens every time. This is a day after Russia decided to go over the Baltics, Germany and Swiss decided to deploy their military. Then they started to go over the Norway and Denmark and shut down their airports. Baby, that was bad. Then they took the opportunity of doing it twice to Estonia, once to Romania. Bună dimineața, ce pula mea faci, frate? Pula. And then one more time in the area of Poland, just in case you weren't paying attention. Poland came out of nowhere and said, tough shit, if one of your jets go down, don't cry about it, baby. Don't cry about it. I ain't gonna do nothing for you. And then Congress came out of nowhere and said, Russia, you gonna pump shit and we gonna pump shit back. Now I'm gonna let you know something. Russia is in bed with Venezuela. And every time an incursion takes place with the United States of America with Venezuela, an incursion takes place with Russia. Have you noticed that? Something tells me something is fishy. Fishier than the Panamanian Sea. That's a canal, not a sea, I'm sorry. So you should probably pay attention to the verbiage. Cause I think Chewbacca gonna be right again.
Damn, she was kind of going crazy.
There are so many distractions, people. We need to pay attention to what really matters. The US dollar is down 11% since the start of the year, and that is not good for American business. That is not good for the American consumer. Now, for a place like Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, where we're on the AED, the dirham, we're pegged to the dollar. So what you bought before, you can buy now. But everything else is at least 11% higher. That's not good. And those countries now get an 11% discount buying against the dollar, which is going to diminish us even more over time. What is the goal? Why would any administration want to diminish the dollar? Is there an ulterior motive? There's a reason I'm making a Linico Cafe right now. I'm working and I'm tired. So what is that ulterior motive? I can't tell you what it is. I can speculate. I can speculate that they're trying to crash the dollar as much as possible and replace it with a federalized cryptocurrency, which will be controlled, governed, and distributed by none other than the most corrupt people in the world. That doesn't sound very good. That doesn't sound very beneficial. That sounds like a further extension of the middle going closer to the lower and the upper skyrocketing up. And we already know that the upper percentage of the earners in the United States don't actually earn their money from doing anything like a job. They earn it from investments. They earn it from dividends. They earn it from investments. And so if you're investing in a crypto and you're going to then federalize a crypto, you got to pick one, two. What are you going to pick? Maybe you're going to allow several. Maybe there's not going to be a singular federalized one. Maybe it'll be a federalized crypto system. And some cryptocurrencies will be accepted and some will be banned. Well, which ones are going to be banned? The ones that weren't invested on by this guy? Which ones are going to go through? The ones that were invested? Why are they tanking the dollar? It hasn't even been 11 months, so at least a percentage, 1.1% per month, every month, decrease. That's terrible. So what's the solution? I can't tell you what the solution is. Maybe stop worrying. I know the Epstein stuff matters. I know there's a lot of things that matter. And that's why they're using these distractions. These distractions are things that should be addressed. But it's like at the company, right? Like, I was talking to somebody yesterday at our company, and he's like, you guys should think about doing, you should do this. And maybe you should think about doing this. And I was like, we thought of that. Actually, we've already discussed that. He's like, why don't you guys get it done? I said, look, you're right. And everything you're thinking is correct. But there's an order in which things need to be done. There's an order in which you need to execute any strategy if you hope to get to your objective. And if the objective is to slowly or methodically bring down corruption, well, first you need to address the powers that are creating corruption. And if you allow them to go unchecked, that's a problem. If we're over here talking about the Epstein files and that being our primary focus, when actually maybe that's third, fourth, or fifth down the line of what we first need to address, which is urgent and could collapse us sooner than we think. And we all know that movie, Point whatever, Dante's Point from the 90s. Maybe not all of us, but older people, unks, we know it. What if you put a frog in warm water, put a frog in boiling water, it'll jump right out. If you put a frog in warm water and slowly boil it, it'll stay in there until it boils to death. And humans are very much the same way. The writing's on the wall. They're tanking our dollar. They're tanking the economy. They're doing things. They're behaving like a gosh darn you know what. All right? And it's out of control. And we need to unify behind the things that we agree upon. We need to unify behind some centralized ideas, right? Things that matter to all of us. It's not going to be great if we're all bankrupt. It doesn't matter who's in power if none of us have anything to split, if there's no pie to eat, and we're all dependent on corrupt freaking... Talk to someone who disagrees with you overall and only focus on what you agree upon, right? So it's like, you're a far right Republican, you're a far left Democrat. What do you guys agree on? Can we put everything else aside, just talk about that? Can we start with one thing? Do we think it's bad that the dollar is crashing? 11% is big. That means if you got $1, you just lost 11 cents. That's 89 cents less, or left. It's not good. Come on, talk to someone you disagree with about what you agree upon, please. Or get your money and come to buy Habibi.
He has a great point. Now, something we agree on with the files. Bro, we need that out. There's people who are still in power who do most violating wild shit to kids. We can agree that right there, we could agree that right there is not cool. Whether you believe you on the right side, the left side, you in the middle, you purple, you green, whether your skin tone is purple or green or orange or red, whatever it is, we all could agree that shit is out. That's violating a child. You got people popping up left and right. You got people missing and it's going into the food system. People not coming out of McDonald's. I ain't letting that one go. That's something that's serious. That's something that we agree on. So the files need to come out to collapse that bullshit. Because once that gets fixed, we can stop why the dollar is crashing, or why they're inflating the money, or why they're pushing for a social credit score. There's all these different things. So I feel like it starts with the head of the snake. It starts with the person, the people who are at the top. Now you do need that file because again, we all can agree that shit ain't cool. It's violating. But when you come at it from this perspective, he's coming at, no, I get it. He's right. But again, if you gotta execute an order and plan, you gotta execute everything in order to get your plan to be executed correctly. I don't think we start with the money first. Because if you start with the money first, what you saying, money's worth more than a life? Or money's worth more than a child's life? That's what you pretty much saying. Because if we don't worry about the dollar, then the dollar crashes. But if we don't worry about the files and the kids and the people who still doing this type of shit to the kids, then we're turning a blind eye to that for money? We're turning a blind eye to that to make sure we got the bag to come in? Bro. Oil, water, food, things like that is abundant for humans. It's always here and it's around us. We're gonna always be good. But you can't just turn a blind eye to the children. You cannot turn a blind eye to the children, bro. That is the future of everything. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. But I'm not going to say he's wrong because he's right. This is a priority. But I feel like there's more important things to get to first. But again, we also can look at it from this perspective. Whether you look at it from my perspective, his perspective, or you have another angle, they got us so distracted and so stretched out in so many different ways that we don't know which one's going to F us first. Y'all get what I mean? So the most positive thing I can say out of this is he's thinking, I'm thinking, if you have a different angle, you're thinking, and that's all we need. And this is why we all need to be a team, and we need these type of conversations. Whether you agree or disagree, whether me and him agree or disagree, we need these conversations because it keeps the ball rolling. It keeps us thinking. This shit they playing is called chess. And they planned already multiple different ways. So we need everybody to be thinking from multiple different ways. We just need to know how to communicate correctly without insulting. That's why I didn't insult him or nothing. Because I don't know him personally, but I feel like he on point. But I just felt like it was another angle we got to take it first. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. As long as we was thinking. That's all that matters. And as long as we was questioning. Let me know y'all thoughts.
Man, my neighbor out here fucking tripping, y'all. I cannot, I will not, and I won't. I will not do this today. Not today. Fix it. bitch line. I know this is not what I'm seeing. Let me tell you, it's time to move. It's time to move.
Shit, moving might not even work when it's doing shit like that already.
Yo, it's crazy how things change so fast. In a lot of these corporations, they effed around and now they are finding out. So if you guys haven't heard, hundreds of Starbucks have been closing down nationwide. Why do you ask? Well, here's where it gets confusing, because they're telling their employees, well, they're barely telling their employees. Some of these Starbucks closed down and they had no warning. The employees had no warnings whatsoever. So they're telling their employees one story and in the public another story. But here's the thing, y'all, none of that stopped these Starbucks from closing their doors overnight. Yes, y'all, some employees woke up the next day and realized they had no job.
It has officially happened. Starbucks Reserve Roastery in Seattle is closed. There were 6 Starbucks Reserve Roasteries in the world. The first one that ever opened is the one in Seattle. I worked at this location for 2 years. They closed this morning without any notice. Staff literally showed up to the store at 5 a.m. and the store was closed and boarded up. I guess they closed an hour early last night, telling all of the staff that it was for maintenance, but they were actually just going to board up all the windows and close permanently. There's over 100 people that work at that store. My heart goes out to all the people that lost their jobs today. I have a lot of opinions on Starbucks, none of which are good. So a majority of the articles say that the reasoning for the closing was to reallocate funds to different stores. That is the most BS excuse I've ever heard. It's obviously because they are a union store. They've been pushing the union for long before I
You guys do
there.
know who owns Starbucks, right? He goes by the name of William Gates. You may know him as Bill Gates. You know, the same man who went to India and who's wanted in different countries for genocide. So is this the start of the fall of the coffee empire that America knew and loved?
Today is maybe my last shift with the company, because yesterday we all come into work and we're told that our store is closing tomorrow. So essentially we were given 2 days notice. Sunday we find out if we're getting separated or relocated to a different location. There are multiple problems with this, and the average person can't really see the bigger picture with this because you're not a Starbucks worker and you don't really know what that means. I live in Los Angeles and I know of at least 3 or 4 locations within a 2-mile radius that are closing.
So do you guys see the shift that I'm talking about? Because why are so many big corporations, especially Starbucks, closing overnight like this with a man like William Gates who has all the money in the world? The shift is here, y'all. I've been telling y'all, let's continue to get it. Peace in.
Is everyone closing by y'all? Not by me. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate y'all, man. Again, I love y'all. If you're watching your TV, whatever the case is, I wish we'll smooth 7 as well. But until I see y'all in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know